Yo! What's going on? This is the commissioner here of the West Suburban Pokemon League. Today, recap of the Marsh Madness tournament. It's been a while since I've screen recorded, um, but I'm looking forward to doing one. I want to get back on the Nuzlocke grind because I don't have that much farther to go, and I want to get back at creating Pokemon to use for Wi-Fi. Um, and we'll talk about our GBA on either April 4th or 5th, and that's going to be the next thing we're doing. But March Madness, I thought it went well. I thought there was definitely things we can improve on, but I think everyone had a good time. I thought there were some really good battles. And today I'm going to bring you the championship battle between Robert and Kyle. Excuse me. And as well, a special treat, I have two matches that me and Kyle had when we were testing out our teams prior to March Madness. So we were trying to test out our teams and things like that, and we had some battles against each other. So I wanted to bring those to you also. Um, so let's get started. Um, this is uh, Kyle versus me. This is, I think, maybe the Monday or Tuesday before that Sunday that Marsh Madness took place. So let's get this battle started. So we're really we're really just we're really trying to test out our teams here. So um, I was trying to test out a specially defensive Excadrill with Stealth Rocks and Rapid Spinner. So he was going to be my entry hazards guy for the tournament. So he's maxed out in special defense. I have um, Mr. Thick Dick over here, who is kind of my own spread I made. It's max defense, 252, and then he's got 76 HP investment, and then the rest is in special defense. I have Scarf Nidoking, which Kyle doesn't know yet, and physically defensive Cofagrigus, specially defensive Mandibuzz, and substitute Swords Dance Terrakion. So I think these are the same sets that I actually ran in the tournament. I was like, hey, they worked well against Kyle. Maybe I'll have a chance of winning, and no. So Kyle, um, he's trying out these guys over here. I don't think he used that Porygon 2 a lot during the tournament. And I know he switched up some move sets for the tournament. So let's jump right into it. So I just want to get rocks up. This Excadrill is a Focus Sash. So I'm going to stay in and get rocks up here. Kyle goes for the Overheat. I take that pretty well because I do have that special bulk considering it's an Excadrill. And I'm just going to get Stealth Rocks here. And then I'm going to go out into Cuff Aggregates because special attack is dropped, and I know I can take one. And I'm just going to proceed to knock off whatever he wants to bring in here. So he's going to bring in his Mamoswine, and I knock that off. And I'm a physical wall, so I'm okay with staying in here. And Will-O-Wisping, if he wants to bring in the Arcanine again, then so be it. He's going to take more rocks damage. He sets up his own rocks as I get the burn, and this Mamoswine is pretty crippled right now, so... yeah, see, that Earthquake is doing only 25% of health, and I'm just gonna keep staying in and Shadow Balling. I was just gonna stay in and Shadow Ball until until the cows come home, because his Mamoswine, he just decides to sack it off because it's very hurt. The hurtness is here. So he's gonna go out into Scrafty, and I think he's running his specially defensive bulky leftover Scrafty here. I know that's what he ran in the tournament, and it ended up doing quite well for him in the championship game, as you'll see. So he's going to knock me off, which is fine. I just wanted to trade knockoffs here. Or if he had the crunch, I was okay with taking one. Like I said, Cuff Aggregates is just a baller. I fall in love with him this tournament, and I love him. I left him in on too many special attacks. I realize that now. But hey, that's why we play the game, to learn for the future. So Mr. Thick Dick is in here, and he's just gonna do what he does, put people to sleep. Running the max defense and a little bit of HP and a little bit of special defense. Spread out in EVs. Really helps me out. I like the set I run with him. So yeah, Kyle reveals to me that he's got the Psy Shock on his Porygon too. I really didn't see him use this a lot during the tournament. He'll have to tell you if he did or not. But I couldn't set up a sub. I think I go into just a sack Excadrill here. And he ends up going for a discharge, which I didn't really see coming. I just wanted to kind of sack off Excadrill. Having rocks up against his Pinsir was amazing, and that's something, although Robert played, don't get me wrong, Robert played amazing, but Robert didn't have rocks up against his Pinsir, and it ends up, you'll see, it ends up coming in freely. So right here, as you just saw before I clicked the pause, he doesn't know that I'm scarfed here. He probably went for an Earthquake or return. But I was running Scarf Nidoking, not shiny though, throughout the tournament. If you played me, you probably ran into him. And he reveals that now the hard way because I hit him with that Thunderbolt. So I'm locked in the Thunderbolt right now. He's going to bring in the Porygon too. I know he's got an Ice move probably, so I'm going to piece the fuck out of there. And going especially defensive Mandibuzz, which is fine. I know it doesn't do half, and with leftovers I get back up to 60%. So I'm going to Toxic here because Porygon Thick is really thick. And I'm faster than it because I know Porygon 2 is super slow, so I knew that because I got the Toxic off. Now I can just Roost Stall him because it gets rid of my Flying type. And I can just Roost Stall from here. So the Toxic is just wearing down on this Porygon Thick. I think I go for another Roost here. Yeah, and I've carried U-turn. So this is the Mandibuzz I carried in the tournament. He had Toxic, Roost, U-turn, and Foul Play. So I just needed a little bit more special bulk on my team. And I didn't have a Toxicer, and I didn't have anyone with Switch Initiatives. I love Switch Initiative. I didn't have anyone with that. It helped me out a couple times against Mark Tan. I tried to save a match with Robert and one with Mark Tan from the tournament, and they didn't save correctly. So I apologize for that. I would have brought those to you guys also. But I'm probably going to just take whatever he throws at me and then U-turn out of here. I think that's what I'd do. Yeah. Which is cool. So, Kyle, I'm not sure what kind of Latios Kyle is running there, but he knows that my Nidoking is Scarf, because I got that Swish Initiative from the Mandibuzz. So, I just go for the Sludge Wave, because it's going to hit everything for neutral damage. I can come in... Oh, I could have came in with Venusaur there, but I predicted a Dark move, or I predicted a knockoff, I think. And I went in to Terrakion because he has the Justified ability. If I get it with a Dark move, I get a boost. So, I'm sitting pretty now with a boost, because I think I predicted a knockoff. And I'm going to go for a close combat, because it's going to hit anything. Arcanine takes more rock damage. Kyle lowers me with the Intimidate, which he was doing the Robert a lot during the tourney. He just kept intimidating Robert when that Aegislash would set up, which is a good move on his part. And Porygon's going to come in and is not going to enjoy a close combat neither. So I'm going to take him out. And this game is pretty much wrapped up from here. Kyle's going to get the last laugh and in the tourney as well. So I figured I'd show this one just so I didn't look like a complete scrub out here. By going to Coffee to sack it off. And now Scarf Nidoking can just outspeed everything. And with Rocks damage piling up, you know, I'm going to be able to just outspeed everything and hit everything with a neutral Sludge Wave. Because Psychic does not resist poison. I'm sure most of you knew that, but he's going to bring in his Latios, which is a fucking threat. I think you're pretty sure he's running Expert Belt here. And he's going to... Oh, I'm going to kill him off. So that was that match. Like I said, this was before the tourney. And we were just testing things out. Kyle obviously made the correct adjustments to his team because he ended up winning. But I got the best of him there, so haha. Haha. So this is another match we had. This is the second... We had it right after. And I told Kyle I'm probably just going to keep the same team. And he has a completely another set built of his team. So he tried out different sets. This is probably the reason why he won, guys. He tried out different sets. He didn't do it last minute. And he realized what was working, what wasn't working. So props to Kyle for being prepared. I'm going to start off with Excadrill again and get those rocks up for that Pinsir, because that Pinsir is scary as shit. Get those rocks. He's going to knock me off. That's fine. This is okay with me. I'm completely okay with that. And I go to Mr. Thick Dick. Like I said, he can take anything that Scrafty wants to do to me. He resists his fighting stab moves. And I'm going to Mega Evolve here. It's good to get that off early. Go for the Sleep Powder. So this is looking very familiar to the first match that we played. But Kyle's carrying the Lumberry in his Mamoswine, but I'm faster than it. I don't know what kind of set he was running here. But he just gets up his rocks. And I'm just going to Ice Shard me for damage. I'm just going to go for a Sleep Powder. I thought he might switch, but it looks like Kyle's going to sack this thing off again. But I'm going to Synthesis. That's what made my Mega Venusaur very annoying, was that he had Synthesis as well. Not even Leech Seed. I was all about that speedy health recovery with Synthesis. So anytime someone would dent Mr. Thick Dick, he would just synthesize and get his, get what he wanted back. Look at how he takes that flying quick attack from Mega Pinsir, taking it so well. Doesn't even do over half. Puts another thing to sleep. Here comes Porygon Thick. I'm going to go out into Big Coffee here. He should be able to do a lot of damage with a special attack. Oh, he's running Protect on this Porygon too. And I'm just going to knock off. I think I can take one special attack, which I probably shouldn't do with Cofagrigus anymore. I should take him out if I know a special attack's coming. But look at all that rocks damage. That is so much damage. Mega Pinsir still asleep. Stays asleep for another turn. I can just Shadow Ball, and that is a huge threat out of the way. So once again, I'm up 2 pokes here, but watch Kyle make a comeback. I think oh, he Toxics me. Okay, so this Scrafty has Toxic. I burn him. So I should be perfectly okay with staying in on anything he wants to do here because he's burned. I mean, you can knock off my leftovers or crunch me. That's fine. He gets a crit, which is okay. I'm just gonna Pain Split, and we're stuck in a stall war now. We have a guy with a mohawk whose pants won't stay still, and a Coffin with 4 arms just sitting here staring at each other, not knowing what to do. None of them know what to do. They're both knocked off each other's items. They're both statused. One's on fire. The other one is slowly dying of poison. So this is a couple turns we just didn't know what to do with each other. And I bring in Mr. Thick Dick. Goes for the knockoff. I said Mr. Thick Dick is a hard counter to Scrafty. Here comes the Latios. So I know for a fact Kyle is running Expert Belt Latios, which is awesome. He's running 4 attacks. His 4 attacks are Thunderbolt, I think a Draco Meteor, Thunderbolt, Draco Meteor, Psy Shock, and Shadow Ball. I'm not sure if that's the one he ran in the tournament, but this thing is my biggest problem, honestly. Mandibuzz is my special wall, and I thought maybe a Psychic move might be coming, so I went into Mandibuzz. That didn't work because he hit me with the Draco Meteor. Special attack is a little bit down, so I'm going to go into Excadrill now, predicting the electric move, predicting the Thunderbolt. And Excadrill especially defensive, and he resists Psychic and Dragon, so I thought it'd be a good switch. I'm just going to spin the rocks away. And I'm not sure what I do here. I probably go back out in the Mega Venusaur, because like I said, he has a check to Scrafty, so I should have actually synthesized right here, not that, because I know he's going to die next turn to burn. But I went for the Sleep Powder in case he wanted to switch anything in. I should have synthesized right there, probably, and gotten back some more HP, as you'll see later. This Porygon's going to come out. I think I decided to sack something off here. Excadrill. I'm okay with bringing this Excadrill on special attackers, and he's got rocks up and spun Kyle's rocks away, and the Mamoswine's not there, so he's kind of served his purpose. Really, I make a huge mistake here. I don't know. Maybe Kyle was predicting something, but I thought he would just keep Ice Beaming me, or Discharging, or Thunderbolt, whatever you want to do to that Excadrill, and I went into Terrakion, who takes a Psyshock, and that does not... Terrakion does not enjoy that Psyshock, let me tell you. But he's just going to close combat here, because that's what he does. He's just a big bull with shoes on. Look at those, he's got like boots on. What are those things? So, you know what? I don't know. Arcanine is going to get hurt by the rocks and intimidate me. And, oh, there it is. This, like I said, Kyle switched up his team. This is Scarf Canine, Scarfed Arcanine, which I had no fucking clue about. So the first game, I surprised him with the Scarf Nidoking. Second game, he surprised me with a Scarf Arcanine, and I know he ran Scarf Arcanine during the tournament, which helped him out so much. And that Terrakion was like, what the fuck just hit me? Close combat, and he goes down. So I did not expect that. That's where things fell apart. I go into Cofagrigus. I know he's Scarfed, and I know he's going to have to switch. Wow, why didn't I go for a Shadow Ball there? That was a misplay on my part, because I should have known that Latios would be coming in. And I should have went for a Shadow Ball in there. So that's actually where it really fucked up. So now I'm just trying to switch things in and see, I guess, what... Well, I sack off Excadrill. And now I keep thinking, I guess, things can take hits. But they just can't. This Expert Belt Latios just keeps picking them off. So I really know where I fucked up now. Once I should have realized that Arcanine was Scarfed, and I should have went for a Shadow Ball and hit that Latios when it came in. Psyshock, nope. So this Expert Belt Latios is just picking apart the rest of my team. He knows my Nidoking Scarf, so I am just going to go for a Sludge Wave. I should have went into that in the first place, but I thought Venusaur and Cofagrigus could live. So now it's down to 2 versus 1. He's going to be at 49%, and I am going to Scarf Sludge Wave him, and it takes him down to 1% health. And that is going to be the game. It's going to hit me with a Psyshock. Mandibuzz is going to come in here, and I think a Thunderbolt would have killed me, but he goes for a fucking Draco Meteor and still hits. Awesome. Awesome game. We were in shock here at that 1% health. You can see our conversation right here. We were just fucking cracking up. So many LOLs, so... well, I really know where I went wrong now. I should have realized that Arcanine was Scarf and Shadow Ball that Latios when it come in. It would have taken him down enough where a Sludge Wave from a Scarf Nidoking would have killed him. So it's good to save these replays because you can see where you went wrong. I wish I would have saved. I wish I would have saved the more from the tourney. I tried to save one versus Robert and one versus Mark, like I said, and they didn't. They didn't save right. I did something wrong. So, yeah. So, moving on. So, here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the championship battle. This is not correct. Don't even look at this. Sorry, Chris. I'm not trying to be mean. But Kyle was playing under Lesage Rage, which is Chris's name, and we got R77 over here being Big Rob. So, excuse me. Team introduction. Robert's running, I think, Life Orb, Heliolisk with Grass Knot, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt, and Surf. That's a special attacker. He's got Scarf, Diggersby over here, Citrus Berry, Brave Bird, Talonflame with Taunt, which was a good play by Robert. Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, King Shield, Iron Head, Aegislash, which was a problem against me. Everything was a problem against when I face Robert. Everything's a fucking problem. He's got Claire going as his avatar, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure that's Claire from the Dragon Trainer from Gen 2, maybe. From Johto. Mega Gyarados and his Victini. So he's got 2 special attackers, 3 and 4 physical attackers. Just that's Robert's style of play, and obviously it fares well. He's very offensive, makes, predictions when he can. He did a great job by props to Robert for scarfing Diggersby because it just has so much power behind that return, and it's hard for any one person to take that. I did a really bad job of not saving my Cofagrigus because he has all these physical attackers, and I didn't save my Cofagrigus so I could have if something. Like, if he would have locked himself into return or a quick attack, I could have brought my Cofagrigus in. The first game, I didn't bring anything that could fly. I didn't bring Salamence or Mandibuzz. So when he started Earthquaking, my whole team was just taking really hard Earthquakes, and that wasn't good at all. So that Diggersby really hurt me. But moving over here, this is actually Kyle, so just think Kyle over here. He's running his Mega Pinsir, Scarf Arcanine, especially defensive leftover Scrafty, I think. I'm not sure what this Mamoswine just does Mamoswine things. This is a special attacker, this Landorus. That's an Expert Belt. Latios. I think so. He can confirm or deny. I was watching this video. I was watching this battle from Robert's room, so that's how they start off. And Heliolus goes for the surf, takes that Mammothswine down far. Mammothswine's just going to set up rocks. Mammothswine took so much damage setting up rocks in these 3 videos. Latios is a great switch here because it resists everything that Heliolisk has. And Latios was the Psyshock. Robert with a great switch in the Aegis Slash. This Aegis Slash was dancing. We should have put some dancing shoes on this thing. Some roller skates, sent them to, you know, the roller park, because this thing was just dancing. Just dancing the whole tournament. You know, sets up the King Shield. Look at it. It just keeps dancing. Just doing a little Irish jig. That knockoff still does a lot. Robert was carrying the Lumberry on his Aegis Slash, so that is knocked off. And then Robert decides, hey, I'm going to try to King Shield again. But, you know, fuck it. Let's just go for the Shadow Snake. Wow! And a crunch. A crunch from a Scarf Arcanine really saved Kyle, because that is going to take out that Aegis Slash. Kyle's not going to stay in there. And he's going to go into a specially defensive Scrafty, who's just going to be able to take hits. Takes that Thunderbolt really well. And watch this Focus Blast. I know it's not stab, but look at that. Look at that special bulk and the Drain Punch, and he gets all that HP back. So Helios is gone. Here comes Victini, I'm pretty sure. As Victini does carry the Dazzling Gleam, which is 4 times effective. I don't think Kyle knew that, but there it is. Victini taking a little bit of Life Orb damage, and the Landorus comes in. And I'm not sure if Kyle predicted a switch there, but he goes for a Psychic. It resists. And the Blue Flare, my lord. Victini is taking out 2 people now. The Mega Pinsir is in. And like I said before in the video, if you're listening, there was no rocks for this Mega Pinsir to come in on. I mean, Robert had an awesome team, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure if his Aerodactyl carried rocks or any. But that would have really helped against Kyle. Just pointing that out. Not trying to be critical, I'm just being an analyst here. And that Quick Attack, it's from Mega Pinsir, it's just too much, honestly. It's a flying move because of his ability. Robert's Citrus Berry Talonflame takes him back up to 75% from the rock damage, which is a good move on his part. I think Kyle's just trying to sack things off here to gain some recoil on this, on Lust over here. On Lust. And here comes the Scarf Canine. Extreme speeding, out prioritizing the Brave Bird, and he lives with 1%! It's because of that Intimidate. That Intimidate was awesome. Intimidate works well against Robert's team. Carrying 4 physical attackers, something's going to get their attack lowered. Kyle's just going to extreme speed for some damage, but it was good play by him, out prioritizing the Talonflame. Here comes Mega Pinsir just in to do his thing. Robert's going to Mega Evolve, but I don't think it'll matter. Mega Pinsir is faster because Robert does not have a Dragon Dance up. And Return's going to do a lot of damage. So Mega Pinsir is going to bulk out its own Return, which is surprising bulk for Mega Pinsir. And then Kyle is going to take the victory here. So that was the championship match. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry if I've been talking for a while. But those were 2 matches before Marsh Madness, and then the championship match where Kyle ended up winning. But Robert played a hell of a tourney too. Let's not take away credit from him. He actually beat Kyle the first 2 out of 3 series and brought it down to a sudden death 2 out of 3 series. So props to Robert, props to Kyle, props to everyone else. Keep an eye out for our next meeting coming up where we can talk about the GBA, where we would be having a match once a week. And it'd be like fantasy football, except you're playing with Pokemon, basically. So a lot of rules to go over, and I'm looking forward to it with you guys. Later.